Anybody who watches this will immediately think of, why would you stream Evolve? It's like 3 years old and nobody plays it. And I know, that's why I have to do this. Because I love Evolve. I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. I love Evolve. Evolve is great. Evolve is great. And I feel like it never really got what it deserved. It never got the recognition or the player base it really deserved. Because it's a great team-based game. I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance if the matchmaking takes forever in the day. Because it had to happen the other day. But I love this game and I still play it every once in a while. And it actually looks like the player base has gotten a little bit bigger since the last like major time I played it. Because I've been playing it over the past couple days. Yeah, this game's great. I actually kind of realized like it actually did the whole like hero shooter thing before Overwatch did. Their only problem is instead of having, you know, hero versus hero 6v6, they did 4 heroes versus 1 monster hero. I actually kind of did it well. The other thing I kind of think they messed up about it is that they did too good a job on making some of the characters good at their jobs. So some of the characters are like the medic class. I was like, what more can you do? Like, what other character could you make? Because like the last medic they came out with, Emmett, I was like, his abilities are like not
Hunters win.
good. Oh, good. A competent team.
Battle 2.
Xbox One X.
Fight.
And I gotta say, it's the glitchiest thing I've ever used. I don't know if it's just because I put my account on it, and my account like is kind of weird. It's like stretched across 3 Xboxes now. It used to be only on my Xbox and my friends who use the game share. So his Xbox says my account is on my account. If that makes sense. I like it.
Loaded fuel!
I should say I suck with that. Good job pulling them off. I should stop shooting.
Up you go, Cora! Flip the line!
Ooh, you're a champ.
Going somewhere?
Healing burst. Left. Oh, come on. It's not that bad, crybaby.
I tried. I should have just shot him with the
Someone get me off me fucking ass! Ow! Get me on my seat!
Come on, guys. Why he's looking at me? Why he's looking at me? Get hide up. I shot him with the
Ready, grenade! Lost Kyron.
Alright. I gave him help. That's all I got.
Nice burst! Thanks for the...
There you go. I don't know if it's because my account is kind of wonky or because of this system. Like, ever since I started using my Xbox One X, I've had so many glitches that I didn't have before. Kind of terrible.
Incoming strike! Shields out! Down!
Come on, he's so close. He's so close. Keep shooting him.
Monster wins.
Oh, I almost got the achievement. I almost got the achievement for killing the monster while I was down. So close, yet so far. I'm gonna tweak my game audio down a little bit. But anyways, playing this for the very first time on my Xbox One X. Actually, not this game. I've played this game a couple times on my Xbox One X. But streaming for the first time on my Xbox One X.
Fight.
I don't know if that's him or not. I don't think it's him. I thought it was. That's him, though.
Set some landing!
Shot myself a little bit.
Hang on! Gotta fill with petrol! Nice buzz! Thanks for the boost!
Okay, the grenade should
Shit! Watch out! Lightning! Yes, oh, good. Cheers.
What the hell am I doing?
Gonna need some help. Get me back in the bloody pot! We lost one legendary monster hunter! Amplifier properly ready.
Anyone miss that? Another one coming up soon.
New ball bags! We're doing real damage now!
Oh wow. Monster just wrecked us.
Help me!
Get clear! Lightning
What a
coming!
cool world.
Thanks, boss.
Off in knocked flats!
This is the end.
I'm down!
Bitch about it more, Kyra. Seriously. Sure, that'll help.
Monster wins.
I hate Kyra. Kyra is my least favorite character in this entire game. I'm trying to think. Is there a character I like less than Kyra in this game? The only one I can think of is maybe Griffin. But like Griffin, at least character-wise, he's okay, and I don't hate his weapons. I just don't like him as much as I could. I forgot it was an acceleration field. I was thinking it was an acceleration beam. I'm thinking of, can't remember her name now, but the chick with the mini nuke launcher, the DLC support. The first DLC support, I should say. I'm actually kind of upset with Turtle Rock because they never added a tutorial for the second DLC support. So I've been like too afraid to use her because I have no idea what she does. And I don't want to like let my team down by using a character I have no idea how to use. Alright, but back to the whole Xbox One X thing. First time I'm using my Xbox One X for a stream. Not that it actually matters, because A, I don't have a 4K TV, but I'm getting one. I'm working on it. And B, because I stream in 720p, because I'm afraid of like letting the quality, or putting a strain on my internet connection, because I don't want it to have like strain to keep up the 720p and 60 frames per second, which I actually stream on 30, also for this exact reason. And strain so hard that it ends up dipping, because I have had that happen before. And like one of my first streams that happened is I had it on 1080p 60 frames per second, but it was like straining to do it with my internet connection. And it was like if my internet connection like dipped at all in quality, it would try to maintain the 1080p 60 frames per second, and it would try so hard that it would end up dipping to like 2 frames per second, and the video quality would go down. When I was like, if I keep it at 720p, even if my connection dips, because it actually, hypothetically speaking, my connection is more than good enough to support 1080p at 60 frames per second. But because I don't want to have to worry about like, oh, what if my internet dips to like 2 megs per second while I'm running 1080p 60 frames per second? What, like I don't want my connection to like my video to like completely crash in quality, because it'll do that. So that's why I keep it on 720p and 30 FPS instead. Because even if my connection quality dips, it still looks good. And I mean, honestly, 720p to 1080p, it's not a huge difference. Like, it's noticeable, but it's not like killer. Like it would be for like 480p to 720p. Like, that's a huge difference. My personal opinion, at least. I think it's like 30 frames per second versus 60 frames per second. Like, a lot of people like 60 frames per second or get the fuck out. But it's like Destiny 1 ran at 30 frames per second. And, I mean, that game looks fine. So there's a couple games that I would say need it, but not any games that I really play. I mean, it's been so long since I played this support. What do I want to play? My instinct is Bucket. Oh, it's Hunt. Yeah, I'll go Hank, because you gotta have the shield projector, man. That's what I've learned recently, and as well, you gotta have the shield projector. Oh no, Bob. Why would you go with Emmett? Why would you go with Emmett? He's not bad, and actually, especially for a healer, he's a pretty good damage dealer. And I actually do like his healing buoys. They are pretty great. And the revive beacon's cool. Okay, I can switch. Oh, I can change classes. Oh no, not anymore. I can't. But I could be Assault. I want to be Assault. That sounds fun. I never really played as long, so I might do that. Okay, if you want to be support, I'll be medic. Because medic is my typical preferred class. We're playing Han Dao. What was the point of you switching classes then? Why is the bot the only one that's not readied up? The bots are supposed to instantly ready up. This is kind of an uneventful stream. Not an amazing game to stream. Maybe I'll go back and edit this one and actually cut out a lot of like the dead space, dead time, when nothing's really happening. Anyways, back to the reason I want to stream this game is because I really like this game, and I feel like it never really got the community it deserved. And like, there's still a small but dedicated community to this game. And it's like a lot of people argue like, oh, but there's no variety in the gameplay. It's just the same game over and over. And you're kind of right. But I mean, from a certain standpoint, I mean, Overwatch is the same deal. Destiny is the same deal. Like, especially like Destiny is like, you actually replay the same missions over and over and over, trying to get loot. People play the shit out of both of those games. So I mean, all I'm saying is that unlike Destiny, this game has bosses that are played by real players, and actually can be very much a game of wits. Because if it's done this to me before, I'm hoping it'll do it to me again during the stream. It's randomly matchmade me as a monster, because if you put your preference on like no preference, or if monster is high on your preference and you go to quick match, it might make you the monster. Because unlike with like Hunt and stuff like that, where you have to specifically matchmake in as the monster, on quick play it's pretty random. Like, it's kind of like they don't have skill ratings or anything, so it'll be like, yeah, whatever, anybody can play as a monster.
Man, I forget how big Daisy is.
Ruva was the runt of the litter.
The runt? She's huge. You could put a saddle on her and ride her around.
I don't think that would be a good idea.
Why so serious? Excuse me. Why do I have low bandwidth? Tell me. Tell me now. Tell me now! What did they do with my mother?
Firing on the Kraken!
Oh, what the? Here. Okay, or he doesn't know how to play, or...
Ruin's armor!
Oh, that's good. How did I miss that shot?
You improved!
This guy doesn't know how to play.
I can only do this for so long! Okay, on the tray gun.
Try this on.
This guy's
Firing
okay.
on the target! One shot! Bang! Got it! Dome is coming down! You're not gonna die!
All right, it's dead. Finally. Let's go.
That was boring. Watch the tutorials, man. They have a basic tutorial for the monster. It says, like, at the very beginning, you should run away. That kind of brings me back to this game can really be a battle of wits, because I was playing a match yesterday, I think it was. But I was playing as a monster, and I went almost the entire match without the hunter seeing me. They spotted me exactly once without me wanting them to. It was when I was already ready to evolve into stage 3. which if you played this game, I'm going to go ahead and explain the basics if you haven't. If you've never played this game before, the way the game works is the monster gets like a 30-second head start. The monster starts at level 1. And at level 1, the monster is weaker than the 4 hunters together. Like the 4 hunters together can easily take the monster, which you just saw. Like I never really had to, as a medic, I was never really like stressed. I was healing my teammates faster than the monster could hurt them. I was keeping all my teammates topped up on health. Nobody almost died at any point. I even had free time to trank it and put weak points on it with my sniper rifle. Which in order of priority for Val as the medic. Priority 1, heal people. Priority 2, trank the monster, because tranking it slows it down, making it harder for it to hurt your teammates and you. And it also means that if it does get away from you, you can track it. I meant to vote to skip. Oops, wasn't paying attention. Yeah, Dexter 7, the guy who's just the monster, he's only level 2, he doesn't know how to play. But that's the monster level 1. Monster level 1 is not strong enough to fight the hunters in a 4-on-1 fight. So what you do is you run away as the monster. As the monster, you run away, try to avoid the hunters, try not to leave tracks, and eat creatures in the wild, like eat wildlife until you have enough biomass eaten, to evolve into stage 2. In stage 2, I should also say you have an armor meter and a health meter. Eating will refill your armor meter, which you start with almost none when you first spawn in as a level 1 monster. But there's no way to regain your health except by evolving. And evolving will only refill like a certain percentage of it. So you eat until you have enough eaten to evolve. And you evolve into stage 2. And at stage 2 you lose all your armor, and you have to eat again to get it back. And at stage 2 the monster is now strong enough that it would be about an even fight. But if you're up against like a good team of hunters versus yourself as a pretty good monster, it would be a roughly even fight. A lot of it would come down to raw skill and the arena in which you're fighting. Like it's an area of lots of verticality where you can split up the hunters very easily. The monster definitely has an advantage. And if it's the opposite, if it's an arena where it's very flat and very hard to split up the hunters, then it's going to be the opposite. I think that's it. The hunters are going to have a pretty easy job. That's what I want. Anyways, so we lost my train of thought again. So as the monster, you're gonna ideally, like, your first objective is gonna be get away from the hunters and level up to stage 2. And after that, it's like you kind of have an option of, do I want to start stalking the hunters and try to ambush them in a place where I want to fight them, like an area where the geography is to my advantage, or like see if I can get them to split up, and like ambush 2 of them or 1 or 2 of them by themselves and take them down before the rest of the team can respond, so that when I do have to fight the others, I'll be at an advantage and I can go ahead and take them all out? Or do you keep hiding and moving around and eating stuff until you can evolve again into stage 3? And again, at stage 3, when you first evolve, you lose all your armor and you have to eat more to get your armor back. You now have all of your abilities unlocked, or you have the max amount of points put into 3 out of 4 of your abilities. And you have way more health and armor than you could have before. And at this point, pretty much no matter what the arena you fight them in, unless the hunters are very, very, very good, they're going to be at a severe disadvantage, because you're now tougher and stronger than they are as a whole. So as the hunters, you're trying to catch the monster as fast as possible, trap it in the mobile arena, which you'll notice in arena mode, which is what this match is going to be. You start in the mobile arena, but normally the trapper has to throw the mobile arena like a grenade, and it opens up into this big sphere that lasts for, I think it's 2 minutes, or until the trapper gets downed or voluntarily deactivates it. But as long as the mobile arena is up, nobody can leave, but people can still enter it. So like if the trapper catches up to the monster by themselves, traps in the mobile arena, and the other hunters are still outside, the other hunters can come in. But if the trapper is trying to get away from the monster now because it's trapped in a bubble with it, they can't get out unless they deactivate the mobile arena. So that's that. And the reason I explain the mechanics. It's a huge mechanic. Like that's how the hunters are supposed to force the monster to fight if they corner it, because the monster is faster than the hunters. So the hunters have to track it down and trap it in the mobile arena, or corner it, or the monster has to voluntarily engage. So in arena mode, it starts the monster off at level 2 versus 4 hunters, and you're permanently in the mobile arena. The only catch is there's no respawning for the hunters. Normally, the basic game of this game is called Hunt. And normally if a hunter dies, it starts a 2-minute counter. And any hunters who are dead at the end of the 2-minute counter respawn. Where is Behemoth? I will say Behemoth is far and away the best monster for this game type. To be able to play this game. The last time I'm currently playing can make himself and is the primary hunter team.
Preparing on the inside.
Job of the assault is to, but also to and draw their attention. Because like the medic or whatever has no real defense against the monster. They don't even have like high damage weapons. They have support style weapons.
Right, the bugger's trapped.
Now we're getting hurt.
Medic, requesting repair. Just emergency. Grenade out! Get clear! Burn this armor off. Time to burn the rest.
Yeah, a very important job of the assault is to draw the monster's attention away from your teammates, like the support and the medic.
Healing field recharged.
And you also notice, like my flamethrower and my minigun, like my minigun's super loud, draws a lot of attention. Like when I start firing with it, like the monster notices. My flamethrower, even more so. It's very, very bright, very loud, does a shitload of damage. The monster definitely notices. So you'll notice, pretty much anytime I open up with the flamethrower on him, he immediately starts paying attention to me and nobody else.
Shields down anyway. 1 second. Bring some juice.
Right. Now this would be a good time for my team to step in and help me.
Medic.
Oh, thank you, Kyra.
Okay, thanks. Medic! Save Daisy! Grenade! Get up! Get up!
You little bastard.
Powerful stink bombs, these.
Healing field's charged.
It didn't work.
Faster, faster, faster!
Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
I'm bleeding!
Prepared.
Where the hell did he go?
House, back to normal. Healing field's all charged up. Armor's down!
He's definitely afraid of him.
Readying grenades!
Where'd you come from?
Blasting fire!
Well, this is gonna be the end of you. You got a Markov with a fully loaded flamethrower 2 feet away from you. This is the end of you, buddy. Game over.
Bring on the fucking...
Hunters win.
So, yeah. Assault, draw attention, do a shitload of damage. Because you'll notice, like, my flamethrower, Markov's lightning gun. What are the other assaults? Some of their weapons, damn it. Anyways, their weapons are very bright. They do a shitload of damage. So the entire point is to draw the monster damage, use your invincibility shield to, take whatever they ever throw at you,
Ready.
and let the medics heal you, and, draw attention away from this, more fragile members of the team.
Fuckers trapped in there!
Grenade. Acceleration. Woo!
Yeah!
Healing field charged.
We come back.
Here you go, everyone. Ladder, attacking.
Boys, need a medic over here!
I'm wounded.
Shields out! Switch it to grenade! This is living!
Faster, faster, faster.
Grenade!
Healing field ready. Okay, back to normal. Oh! Feel better.
Hang on! Gonna fill with petrol!
Firing grenade. I think we got it.
I think you're right.
Healing field's all set. Over here. Healing.
Here we go!
Healing field ready. Healing burst. Love it.
No more alien monster!
Hunters win.
Let's go! Bucky, where's the fucking ship?
And that's how some. Right. The assault, draw attention, deal damage. Support, depending on the exact one, they have a different exact role. But generally speaking, you gotta be help prevent your team from taking damage, and pull the fuck out of the monster. Like they have a lot of high damage but high skill weapons, or weapons that require teamwork and prep to use effectively. Like for example, Hank has an orbital strike that he can call in, but it's like very like pinpoint accurate. So you got to call it in and hope that he's still standing on the same spot when it comes in. So like the best thing to do is like coordinate with the trapper, get the trapper to like harpoon him and hold him down, and then call in the orbital strike on top of him while he's still restrained. Oh, and the trapper and the support can also turn invisible, which is usually helpful for escaping damage and reviving teammates who are downed. So, medic, obviously heal people, keep them from dying. Certain ones also work on reviving people from death faster. And Trapper. Mobile Arena is a big part of it. trap the monster in a big arena so you can force it to fight you. Then another big part is reducing the monster's mobility and tracking it down. So, for example, the first trapper, Maggie, has essentially a giant alien dog that will sniff out the monster. It's very slow, but it will eventually get to the monster. So that one's good for, ironically, for high skill players as a monster who know to like hide out and just not let the hunter see you in the early stages of the game while you're eating. And that's what Daisy can find really easily, the big dog thing. Is it can track you down while you're hanging out in one little area. Whereas if you're running around the map left and right, it's much, much harder to track it. For Daisy to track it. Then other hunters have different ways of doing it. Like one of them, Abe, can shoot tracker darts. And if it hits it, it'll track it for a while, but it can also shoot animals and animal corpses with it. So if the monster goes to eat said animals, it will also eat the tracker. And the trapper will get a little notification of like, one of your trackers has been eaten, and then he'll be able to see the monster through walls and everything. So that was pretty awesome. They all have different ways of tracking the monster and different ways of keeping it from moving around while you're fighting. That's what the trapper's job is. So as the monster, generally speaking, like what you should always try to do, you should always take out... Oh, this is the guy who doesn't know what to play. I don't need to be Hank. I could be whoever I want. Who I want to play. I actually like Kibo. I'll play as Kibo. Well, it's supposed to be Cabot, but I pronounce it like Sabo, which is S-A-B-O-T. What do I use? Use that. So yeah, as the monster, you should always try to take out the support and the medic first. Especially because Hank, in my personal opinion, is by far the best support. Because he has the shield beam. So anyone who's being attacked by the monster, he can give them a shield and make them temporarily invincible. Why are you selecting classes? King of Spades. Like, the other classes are taken. Yeah, so you should essentially take out the support players first, like the support and the medic. Because something I've learned is especially Val. Val will, like, she can heal faster than the monster can do damage. So, again, in my personal opinion, Val is probably the best medic. The only one who I would argue even stand a chance, actually no, Laz is really good too. Val, Laz, and Slim are the only medics really worth a damn. Like, I hate Kyra. I'm sure other people can use her much better than I can and make her a viable pick, but I hate her. I can't use her at all. Emmett can be viable if he's in the hands of a skilled multitasker. I like Slim because all he really has to do is like light up the monster and spam the heal beam, or heal pulse. Val is, again, you got to be a little bit of a multitasker, but I mean, even if you're not, all you got to do is stick to the heal gun and you'll do fine. But ideally, you'll be jumped between the heal gun and the tranks. Lazarus is good, but it's hard to play him well enough that you do what you're supposed to do, but also play him the right way where you don't attract the monster's attention. And if you do, escape from it. Because the whole point of Laz is you're not supposed to keep your teammates alive. You're supposed to let them die and then run over and use his unique healing weapon, the Lazarus device, to bring them back. Why is my stream not loading? No, that's not good. That is not good. Okay, there we go. Luckily, it was just on a loading screen anyways. Alright. So hoping it didn't drop anything that just happened, because it stopped to load for a second there, is... I was saying Laz is great, because Laz... Well, he actually sucks as a keeping people alive medic, He's awesome because his whole thing is you're not supposed to keep your teammates alive. You're supposed to let them die,
Evacuating a whole
and then when the
colony in
monster
5 days?
stops paying
This is
attention to
nuts.
them
Come on,
because
we've
they're
been over
dead,
scrapes.
you run over and bring them back to life with
Things
full
don't
health.
always go according to plan, Parnell.
If they did, my services would not be required.
Just glad I'm not in charge of this bunch of lunatics.
Careful, Parnell. I'll retire one of these days.
And give up all this fun? Like hell you will.
Take out the medic. Because Val will undo any damage that you make and can actually heal faster than you can anybody back to life that you kill. But if you kill him first, there's nothing they can do about it. Heal is
Speed out.
oh shit. He's over that way.
Stamps activated. Someone shoot this fucking thing.
Well, then that's why you don't run out of it.
Firing! Come on, let's kill this thing! See? You can! Going into the... Healing fields ready.
You're dead and dead from back here! Mess this thing up! Got it! Put up a target! We'll hit it! Amplifier trapped and ready.
Tracking gun ready. Ah, the healing field.
It's trapped! Move in! Lost my shield! Got it! Hey, motherfucker! What happened to your armor?
I think this is not. Healing is possible.
Come on, team! Fire! Bullseye! Unstoppable! Nearly dead!
I hit a weak point while it was still under my damage amplifier. Oh my god.
Switching to damage amplifier. You grabbed the wrong hunter!
That was fast.
Done. Finally.
Yep, it was the guy who did not play that, so it's not that satisfying. Yeah, monster prioritize the medic because they will undo any damage you deal. Val will straight up heal it. Laz will bring people back to life. Kyra will straight up undo it. Slim will straight up undo it. And depending on the player, Emmett will straight up undo it. So always try to kill the medic first. That's the lesson. Failing if you can't kill the medic first, kill the support first. And I like common logic would say like, oh, kill the assault first because he does the most damage, or kill the trapper first because they'll make it harder to kill everybody else, and they'll trap you in the mobile arena. So here's the thing though, because I'm pretty good at this game, I would like to think, and I know I'm really good at playing the monster. When I play the monster, I play stealthy like the entire match. Ideally, and when I say ideally, I mean assuming I didn't fuck up, or assuming the hunters aren't like really, really good. I will probably know where the hunters are the entire time, and I will probably avoid them until I'm ready to fight them, until I choose to fight them. And up until that point, I will be running around eating, doing whatever I want. So, if I'm fighting them, it's because I want to fight them, and I'm ready to fight them. So, when I do fight them, I want them to activate the mobile arena. And I'm going to save the trapper for either last or second to last. Because I want that mobile arena to stay up as long as possible. And basically, until 2 of their party members die, the trapper's not going to drop the mobile arena. At least not voluntarily. So unless the trapper is being like a major nuisance, I will almost never kill the trapper first. Unless it's just convenient. Like maybe the trapper's off by themselves and and is like about to stumble upon me by themselves, or they're passing by me by themselves, and I'm in sneak mode because I can just hit right trigger pounce on them and beat them to death and they can't do anything about it, then I might do it. For this game, if you're playing as a monster and you're in sneak mode and you attack a hunter, it'll enter an animation where you like pin them down and you just beat them to death. And the only way they can escape it is if another player shoots you. So you can actually kill them straight up and they can't do anything to escape. Anyways, so yeah, I'd never really kill the trapper unless they made themselves an impossibly easy target or they were being incredibly inconvenient to me. I'm playing the support again. The same guy as being the monster. It used to be a good time to learn to play Kala. Kala has repurposed monster DNA and turn it against them. Siren missiles helmet on nearby targets, so the health provides Cup hunters a positional advantage. Armor creature can jump early out of the monster's armor, making its health vulnerable to attack. Have I used her before? I don't think I have. I don't think I really used her before. Bucket. I'll use Bucket. Bucket's actually my favorite support. Like, he's the one who I have the most fun using. Bucket. Bucket. Best Achievement Hunter reference. Just FYI. If anybody listens to this and doesn't get it. It's an Achievement Hunter reference. Yeah, anyways. As a monster, always take out the medic and the support first. Because like, even the supports are not, it's not as universally true. Like the medic, it's universally true, always take out the medic first. And it doesn't really matter who they are. They can heal, they can, in certain instances, bring people back to life. The supports though, like, the only real supports, I'd argue, like, need to die like as soon as possible, and it's even debatable like which needs to die first, the medic or the support, are Hank and maybe Sunny. Because Hank can make anybody temporarily invincible, and a good player will even time it like perfectly, like only when your hits are about to land will it make somebody invincible. So the problem you'll run into here is if you go after the medic, Hank will make them invincible. If you go after Hank, the medic will heal them faster than you can hurt him. So you have this like conundrum of like, how do I kill them? Because one of them will make the other invincible and the other will make them heal faster than I can hurt them. The only real answer is hit one of them until the other's item runs out of charge and they can't heal them or make them invincible anymore. But the argument there is like, but then the entire time you're doing that, the assault and the trapper are both lighting you the fuck up. So it's kind of a catch-22. The argument is choose your own battlefield and put yourself in a position where you can separate the medic and the support, kill one of them, and then kill the other. It's like one of my greatest matches of all time, in my personal opinion. It was a match that I thought I was gonna lose, and then I won because of exactly one moment. It was that situation. Is I had a Hank and a Val working together. The Val would heal the Hank anytime I focused on him and could heal him faster than I could hurt him. The Hank would make the Val invincible anytime I focused on Val. I didn't even see the end. This is Arena. This is, oh, progress? The fuck? What the hell is happening? I used to be able to throw out 5 turrets at once. Oh, it's the Fen. Okay. There's the Fen. What ended up happening is I was on a cliff, basically, and I used a well-placed charge. I used it to shut the mech breast and the trapper and the support off the cliff, while the medic and the assault were both up top of me, on top of the cliff. So I was like, let me take this exquisite advantage to kill whichever the guys who were stuck up here with me. Mainly the support guy who was up here with me. Or the medic, or whomever was up there with me. I killed them. And the assault.
There's the little
Or
one.
the trapper. Anyway, 2 of them. 2 of them were with me, and 2 of them were down on the lower level. Each of them had one of the support characters, and the other was the.
I am ready. Well out of the den. That will have to find you over.
Grenades ready! Fire!
There.
It's loose!
That will have to tide you over.
And because I separated them like that, I killed them like no problem. But if they had stayed together, if they had stayed just healing and helping each other the entire time, I would. There's no way in hell I would. And it's like as soon as I separated them, I killed one of them, and then I killed whoever else was with them. If I had like waited any longer, I would have been screwed. But it was like as soon as those two were dead, like I just jumped down there to the other two, and it was like within 5 seconds, so I killed them.
Time to run. Ah, the killing field is ready.
Medic! You're slacking!
There, I have healed you. I am ready. Well out of the den. Ah, the killing field is ready.
Repairing. Under fire.
Right. Use your time wisely. Ah, the healing field is ready. The creatures at the generator. There.
Give me more targets! I'll hit them every time!
I feel like they absolutely decreased the health of the.
I'm bleeding! Pursue through the armor! Keep it up!
Nasty bomb out!
I'm down! Help! You need me!
Goes on.
Front row. Hide, you bastard. Oh,
Bloody hell! That was the last generator!
Ah, the killing field is ready. Healing fields ready.
There's the little one!
That was terrible. I was so caught up in the game, I tried to tell him. Oh, there's gotta be another one around here. Where is it? There's gotta be another one. Oh, jeez. There's a big guy. Anyway, he got all of them.